What's up, guys? Midwest 2 review here, back again. I should be saying Midwest Patina because technically this type of content should go to the other channel, but we're going to talk about it probably on both channels. I don't know. But what I've got here, you can see a lot of stuff. You're probably thinking like, man, what is going on? Well, we've got our 2006 Ford Explorer pretty much cut down as far as we're going to go right now, and we're going to be swapping on the F1 cab. Not tonight, not on this video, but I just want to give you guys an update on the project. So I've got everything cut down, got the firewall cut down. It's not finally cut, meaning that I got to take about another, I don't know, 10 millimeters or so off the side here, going from here into there. And then we're going to be mating the firewall up with the firewall on the F1 cab. So we're going to keep, obviously, the floor pan. We're going to take the floor pan to about right here. We're going to cut this all off in the back because we don't need that. And then that will be the floor pan for the new, or the donor cab. The reason why I went with a 2006 Ford Explorer is that I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube of people doing similar swaps, body swaps, primarily on like 48 through 50, 51, and they always use like a 90s, late 90s, like 96 through 98 Ford Explorer chassis. And I don't know why, because I believe that chassis is not the same wheelbase as like a 52 Ford. So the 52 Ford had a 114-inch wheelbase, and I believe this truck is 113.7. So 0.3 of an inch difference in terms of center hub to center hub. The track width, which is measured from the center of the wheel to the center of the other wheel, it's like 61 inches on the Ford Explorer, and I think it was 61.9 on the Explorer and 61 on the F2 or F1, sorry. And so therefore this particular chassis is only off in terms of track width and length by less than an inch in both directions, left to right, front to back. So this is the best chassis, in my opinion, if you're going to do a body swap onto a Ford Explorer chassis. You also get the benefit of having independent front and rear suspension, which we're going to end up cutting the coils to drop it down. We're not doing airbags or nothing like that, but we are going to try to drop it down an inch or two more, because this does sit high. These are 18 or 19-inch rims, and I don't know what the sidewalls are, probably like a 60 sidewall or something like that. We're gonna do away with this whole tire setup and go with something a little bit more lower profile to help bring the truck down and give it that squatted look. They're just on there right now because I haven't taken them off. But we're cutting this down, and it should make for a fairly fun project. There are some concerns I have. One of them being the profile of the firewall here, because the firewall on the F1 is straight, whereas this does have a little bit of curvature. I can probably knock that curvature out with a little bit of brute force. It's not like it's going to be a disruptive issue. The other thing is the floor, I believe, is wider in some areas on that F1 than it is on this Ford Explorer. So we're gonna have to do some modifications there. If you guys hear a lot of noise, that's because here in the Midwest, it's now spring and we're getting some real good rain. So unfortunately, my shop is a steel shop, still building, and it's echoing off the, reverberating off the roof. So if you hear a little bit of noise, that's why. So the guy that I got this from, or the kid I should say, he got this truck from his grandparents, and they had put a reman motor in it, So I got all the paperwork for the motor. He got it like I think when he turned 16, and like 2 days later he wrecked it. So on this truck, when he did get into a collision, you know, being a 16-year-old, he broke the control arms. He bent the hell out of the forget what that's called. You know what I'm talking about. But he bent that. You can see that curvature there on that. Did a number on that. Then I noticed on the passenger side, we're also missing a bolt or something like that here on the sway bar link. So I've got to replace that, or at least replace this part here, because that's broken as well. It's what it is. I'm not concerned about that. That's just cosmetic stuff that, you know, not major. I can go to a junkyard or I can buy it new. It all depends on what I want to do. It does run and drive. I did drive it, drove it onto the trailer, drove it around in my lot to make sure that everything worked in terms of like the transmission. It idles really well. It sounds really good. We're going to end up tearing out the exhaust. I got a guy that does my exhaust work for me. He's going to put flow masters on it. I was trying to get a pair of headers. Missed out on an opportunity to get some headers, so I'm not going to worry about that. I don't know a whole lot about Ford engines. This is a 4.6 liter V8, 3 valve, and like an R60 or whatever it's called transmission. So I just wanted it because I wanted a V8, and I didn't want to do a F1 body swap onto like an S10 chassis. My 58 GMC is on an S10 chassis, and while it does work, I didn't like that. I would wish that it went with something different for that particular setup. But for this particular one, given the body length, the wheelbase, and the track width, this is going to work out really, really well. So yeah, so I've just been kind of working on this. A lot of people ask me like, hey, you got all those tools and equipment, what do you do with them? So this is the kind of stuff that I do for fun. I build rat rod pickup trucks, I guess. We also got this 72 C10 that's got the 6 liter V8 in it, LQ4 engine that we went through, got everything new on it. We tore it apart. I didn't really video that because, you know, I just don't feel like dealing with all the comments and stuff like that. So some stuff I show, some stuff I don't. But this one here, I had a wiring harness. I didn't like the wiring harness. It felt cheap. If you get something from China, I'm telling you guys, Chinese stuff is just trash. I wish we never did anything with China in terms of consumer products. I wish we could. I'm not saying it's all got to be USA made, but man, Chinese, they just screw us over, and they give us trash products. So I got that trash wiring harness for the body harness, and I hated it, so I tore it all out, and I'm gonna order a American Auto Wire or a painless performance kit so that everything is labeled as it should be, and it's legible and in English, so I know what is needed. So that's where this one is at right now. I've already done some testing on this engine. We do have 60 PSI oil pressure, which is good for a used motor. I'm happy about that. So I do have the radiator wired in. It is wired directly to the head. So we have a temperature sensor here that will automatically turn on the fans at, I think it is 175, and it shuts it off at like 200, I believe it is. So that's already wired in and good to go. I did the same thing on my 58, and I really like that setup. Started doing all the cab repair. There was a lot of rot in the back. We've got the majority of that done. I got a few more spots on the driver's side. Then I got to replicate everything over there on the passenger side. I got the cab corner put in. I've got fiberglass filler on it right now just to kind of blend in the well, because anytime you well, you know it sinks in a little bit. Got to sand this down, put a nice skim coat of Bondo on it, sand that down, and then we'll be ready for primer. Get everything else torn out of here. All the dash, everything's torn out because we're gonna be doing the wiring, and this truck had a lot of bad wiring. Some of it was the mice had gotten to it, and a lot of it was just kind of like ghetto rigged, and I wanted to start over with everything, so that's how I like to do it. It makes it easier for me, and I can understand exactly what goes where. The body itself, I'm going to be sanding everything down. This truck does have a lot of little rust spots here and there, surface rust, no rot. So we're just grinding it all down, body filler, getting it all smooth out, and then we'll paint it. I've already had custom paint made up for it, so it is the ochre, which is what the color is, like a mustard yellow. I've already got that already in my house. I keep that indoors until I'm ready for it. You can see right here in the corner that we have to fix all of that rot there. We'll do the same treatment that we did over there and build it out. Nothing too crazy about that. And I've got the bed kind of kitty wampus on there right now because the bed needs to get lifted up. I got my stanchions here. I'm gonna lift the bed up, put it on that, pull the truck out, get the transmission, which is gonna have a 4L80E automatic put in it, and then that'll be done with this. I hope to have this truck done by May. I think that's when I can get it done and get it all wrapped up and driving. The 58 is just sitting over here. It runs good. No issues with the 58. Ooh, don't you hit that. Oh, it runs really well. I'll show you here. So that one runs really well. It's got a nice small block Chevy motor in it. LT1 equipped. Runs really well. It is landlocked in here because the cab to the 52 is right here. We're going to be welding the doors shut. I got to shim everything, and then I'm going to do some welds on here to keep the door in place. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and we're going to cut the whole firewall out of this truck. I think I may leave a little bit of firewall there. I'm probably going to cut it halfway and cut everything else out down, and I'll leave a little bit here at the top. Maybe is how I'm looking at it. I've never done this before, so this is all new to me, this type of a swap. So we'll see how that works out. And then the inside, I've got to cut out all of that remaining floor there. I don't want to cut that out until I've got everything braced. I've got metal laying around the shop all around that's going to be used to brace it all up, and then we'll be ready to go. Other than that, that's about it. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what I'm working on. Shop's still a mess. I told you guys it's how it is. I mean, people always ask me, you know, like I said, if I'm using all the equipment and tools I've got. Yes, I do. Every day I'm out here working on projects. I've got multiple projects going. I even need to do some work on the 58 just to make sure everything's nice and tight, because I've only got about a couple hours of drive time on that truck since the build got completed, and I need to go through it, make sure everything's good to go. So yeah, so that's where we're at on it right now. It looks a mess, I know, but we're getting it done regardless. Everything works on here. All the wiring is going to be maintained. I got everything laid out to where it goes. I know what it is. All of the frame work, you can see it's rusty. It's Upper Michigan truck is where it came from. I've already ordered my Oxbow, and I'm gonna vacuum everything out. I've already taken the needle scaler to the back end here I haven't gone for it, but I did do the back end. We're gonna spray it down with Oxfo, let it convert over to a primer surface, and then we're gonna paint it. So that's where I'm at, guys. Wanted to share my update on my 2 trucks that I'm currently building. Like I said, 1952 Ford F1 swapped onto a 2006 Ford Explorer with a 4.6 liter 3-valve V8. And then we also got the 72 C10 with a 6.0 liter LQ4 out of a 2000 GMC Sierra with a 480E transmission. So if you like this kind of stuff and you want to see an average guy build trucks, patina trucks, and you're into that kind of stuff, hot rod trucks, whatever you want to call it, leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.